Hey everyone, Prison Meddler here. Episode 25, I think it is, on my album ranking, and today it's gonna be on Bullet for My Valentine. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much the introduction. So I really have nothing else to say here. So let's start on with the ranking. All right, so beginning with my least favorite. At number 6, we got we got Temper Temper at number 6. Um, yeah, this has to be my least favorite. I know many people put this as their second least favorite nowadays, but I'm gonna explain later. Um, now, the reason why I had to put this as my least favorite is mainly because this album, many of the songs here is pretty much recycled from the previous album Fever. That's how I describe this album. But this isn't a bad album, but I just think their other materials are better. Um, Plus, I'm not a big fan of the production, to be honest. But however, there is a lot of great songs from there, like Breaking Point, Truth Hurts, Title Track, Prisoner of War, Dead to the World, Riot, and Tears Don't Fall Apart too. Um, I do think this is a decent album, but it's just very far from their best. But I have to say this is my least favorite. All right. Coming in up the fifth spot, their most hated album. We got Gravity. Um, Now I know many of people are asking why I prefer this album over Temper Temper. Mainly because I think this album has better production than Temper Temper. But to be honest, I don't think this album is that bad, to be honest. But it's just not their best. I know this album completely abandoned their metalcore style to more of their new metal style. As many of y'all may notice, Bullet for My Valentine is originally a new metal band. Um, the originally they were called Jeff Killed John. They were originally a new metal band, as some of y'all may notice. But yeah, this isn't my favorite either. But I just don't think this album is as bad as many people say it was. And it does have some pretty great songs. Let me see some: Leap of Faith, Over It, Letting You Go, Piece of Me, um, Under Again, title track, Don't Need You. Don't Need You is probably the best song of this album. Um, that's just pretty much it. But this isn't really my favorite either. All right. Number 4, we got Fever. Um, I know this may be a little controversial, mainly because this is probably one of the most popular albums. But I just had to rank this at number 4, mainly because I just think their top 3 is better. But I do really like this album a lot, though. I do like every track on there, but my most favorite songs on there would be Your Betrayal, Fever, Last Fight, Pleasure and Pain, Breaking Out, Breaking Down, Bittersweet Memories, and Pretty on the Outside. Um, I don't think this is their best one, but I do think this album is better than Temper Temper and Gravity. But yes, this is probably their most mainstream album, but it just this album. Yes, I know There's some controversy with this album being more radio friendly than their first two albums, but they still have their like metalcore stuff in it. But however, they completely abandoned their thrash metal scene. All right, number three, we have Venom. Um, now, this album pretty much brought back to their heavier roots that pretty much abandoned from their last two albums. And yes, this album is pretty much the mix between of their first two albums, but I had to put this as my third favorite. No, this isn't really their best album, but I really do think this album is better than Fever, Temper, and Gravity. Um, Mainly why, like I said before, it's mainly because it's heavier. I do think this album is the best in their 2010s era, and there's a shit ton of great songs on there, like No Way Out, Army of Noise, You Want a Battle, Here's a War, Broken, Venom, title track, yeah. Skin, Playing God, Love and Memory, and Raising Hell. Like I said before, I really do think this is a fantastic album. May not be their best, but I do think it's the best in their 2010s era. All right, number two. Let me look at my list here. Number two, we got The Poison, their debut album. Excuse me. Anyway, yeah. My second favorite Bullet for My Valentine album. What I have to say about this album? Definitely a metalcore classic. From start to finish, I love every single song. Most favorite would be Voice Aside, Four Words to Choke Upon, Tears Don't Fall, Suffocating. Pretty much every single song is just heavy from start to finish. What else can I say? Also, their bonus tracks is really heavy too, such as there's only two bonus tracks. I'm not really including their Metallica cover and their acoustic version of Tears Don't Fall. The only bonus tracks is 7 Days and My Fist, Your Mouth, Her Scars. I thought it was some kind of, when I first saw My Fist, Your, I don't know why, but I always thought this was some kind of sexual reference. I'm not gonna say anything about it, but I'm just gonna move on to my favorite. I don't know why I always thought My Fist, Your Mouth, Her Scar, some kind of sexual reference. You know what? Don't ask me why. All right. Number one, my favorite Bullet for My Valentine album would be Scream, Aim, Fire. That would be my favorite Bullet for My Valentine album. Reason why is mainly because just how, if you listen to this album, you get why this is my favorite by them. But I just really love this album a whole lot. I love every song from this album. Yes, this album is different from their previous album, The Poison. This album partially abandoned their metalcore style, but it's still metalcore though. But it's more thrash metal than their metalcore sound. Um, Mainly because it has a lot less screaming than The Poison, but it's not like radio friendly as it was in Fever. Um, but it does have a lot heavier instrumentation than The Poison does. From what I heard, is the mainly reason why there's much less screaming in Screaming Fire, Fever, and Temper Temper. From what I heard is that Matt Tuck blew out his voice during the touring of The Poison. I don't know if it's true or not, but from what I heard, he blew out his voice. I don't know if it's true or not, but it's just some kind of rumor that he had to minimize the screaming. But yeah, I love every song from this album. My most favorite one would be title track "Eye of the Storm." Really love Eye of the Storm. Heart bursts into Waken the Demon, Deliver Us from Evil. Uh, what else? Say Goodnight. Pretty much every single song. Even the bonus tracks were amazing. I just love this album a whole lot. Definitely a Monarch classic for sure. All right. That is my ranking for Bullet for My Valentine, and please tell me what is your ranking for them. My next album ranking, it's pretty much going to be a re-ranking. It's most likely would be Avenged Sevenfold next, and then I'll probably do Killswitch Engage, a re-rank as well, and maybe Megadeth and Korn. I'm not 100% sure, but it's going to happen for Avenged Sevenfold and Killswitch Engage. But other than that, I'll see y'all next time, and peace out.